I love the feeling when I open up my Steam page and I see a brand new upcoming game that is created on a completely different level, with amazing atmosphere, great gameplay mechanics, an interesting yet deep storyline that the player needs to follow in order to progress through the game. There is one downside though: developers that take risks and try to craft unique, almost never before seen titles nowadays usually don't get enough attention that they deserve, even if they end up being great or straight up masterpieces. A game with similar qualities that instantly comes to mind is Darkwood by Acid Wizard Studios, which is a distinct survival horror game about dreadfulness, cosmic horror, and unique portrayal of spiraling into madness. In the game, you control a strange, unknown character that has woken up in a demented world and has to flee the ever-expanding forests that surround him and his horrific companions. The environment around him is full of intense atmosphere and is filled with abominations, madness, self-doubt, corruption, and enemies that try to stop him in his tracks. It is a great example of a unique game that spins horror on its head and tried something different while still delivering promising gameplay and intriguing storyline. In my opinion, because of these risks, Darkwood became a masterpiece in the survival horror genre, even if sadly, many people currently don't know about it. So today, because of that, I want to bring attention and introduce you to another upcoming special little indie game with self-reflective humor and similar unique properties. While it might not be as scary as Darkwood, it is still buzzing with underwater atmosphere and interesting approaches to storyline and gameplay mechanics. The game that I'm talking about is no other than Harold Halibut.
Me. It's always me who has to get his hands dirty. Headquarters said to prepare for a messy crime scene, but this is textbook work out of a slasher movie. I knew I should have stayed in bed today.
Harold! Stop daydreaming! And don't forget to fix the light after cleaning up the paint.
Sometimes I do wonder what life would have been like on Earth.
As you've probably guessed from the title of the game, narratively we're gonna be put into a perspective of an interesting character called Harold, who is a young janitor working on a spaceship that has crashed into a planet completely engulfed by water. The ship was sent out into space hundreds of years ago to find life elsewhere as the last hope for humanity's survival, but due to poor planning and fights aboard, the ship ended up nosediving into the planet. It is miraculously intact, and ever since the crash, Harold spends most of his time with his thoughts, working a ever so boring job, and exploring a half-inhabited place with a bunch of awesome, mysterious characters that try to live their everyday lives. On board, the lead scientist dabbles in the possibility of a relaunch that could save them from this watery sphere, which ignites Harold with the motivation to try and help her with the endeavor. But the situation gets dire, since every inhabitant has its own interests and goals, which unfortunately end up clashing together. The option to travel around watery depths with an ominous-looking water vehicle is always available, and what lurks beyond the waters is completely unknown, and it's up to the player to find out. Slowbros, the studio that produces Harold, was founded in 2015 and consists of a small team of talented game makers, artists, and designers that are looking to bring the world of Harold to life. Their goal has always been to bridge analog and digital worlds, which is clearly demonstrated in their past work, where they succeeded in reimagining a laser harp as the input device for interactive audio-visual experience. But Harold is their recent endeavor, which in my opinion is shaping up to be a real masterpiece of a game. The game is completely handcrafted, and all of its components, from signposts, lamps, bookshelves, characters, and even entire areas, are carefully crafted from clay and other materials, designed to fit into this mysterious underwater world. Every asset that the team creates is carefully 3D scanned into the digital form and then animated from within, which is a pretty daunting task to do, but somehow they're pulling all of this off with a pretty small team and a minor budget. Stop-motion animation is also a huge inspiration for the developers, which is a form of animation where hundreds of pictures are taken and objects are slowly incremented in between frames, which in turn creates an exhibit form of motion once all of those frames are played back. This influence can be seen from the movement of the characters, the way they interact with each other, and the overall sea world that surrounds them. Now don't get me wrong, handcrafted stop-motion inspired games have been done in the past, with along the likes of The Neighborhood and Lumino City, where you play as a little girl in this astonishing handcrafted paper world, where you have to solve carefully designed puzzles and explore the gorgeous environments in the sky. But Harold, in my opinion, with its full interactivity and game design, pulls off the ambience of its surrounding world way beyond expectations, and in some cases the atmosphere even exceeds some modern AAA titles. American filmmaker Wes Anderson also left a big impact on the developers, since his films are widely known for their distinctive visual and narrative styles. His movies are full of intense atmosphere, unique approaches to character design, and are filled with stop-motion brilliance, which is clearly seen in Harold as well. If you haven't watched any of his movies yet, I would highly recommend checking them out, since most of them are truly mesmerizing. A game like Harold that implements all of these unique aspects of artwork together deserves way more attention before and after it is launched, since it is one of those pieces of art that if you have any appreciation for stop-motion films, you will instantly be intrigued and crave for more of this fantastically handcrafted world, full of atmosphere, funny characters, and awesome point-and-clicky exploration. I believe if they keep up this incredible job with the setting, music design, and other parts of this game, it can become one of those games that just pulls you right into the void of our main character without much hesitation or trouble, like our lovely Darkwood. Hopefully this video managed to intrigue some of you guys as well, since I absolutely cannot wait until this game launches on Steam, optimistically sometimes this year. While we wait for the release date of the game, you can check out the links to the game's Kickstarter, their website, and an awesome channel called Guildies that specializes in brilliant stop-motion films and really helpful tutorials aimed at people that want to learn this craft. But that's pretty much it for me. I'll be seeing you guys in the next one.